Uh, Welcome back to my podcast and very good morning to everyone. So, today I want to talk about a very key specific skill that we call a vulnerability. In very simple term, vulnerability means that you are being susceptible or kind of being very much into something which can get you affected. For example, one thing will be you are very strong. The second thing is one thing is a weak. Second thing, the weakness that can create and attract a lot of risks, we call it vulnerability. This is my definition, not from any book. That's what I have designed. But being vulnerable is not always a kind of a weakness or a problem for everyone. Sometimes vulnerability is very something is useful. Let's say that you are vulnerable to a lot of things, and if you know about that, what are your vulnerabilities, and you start experiencing that and start working on it, then there are high chances that you will become a strong person. Sometimes it's way important that we have to do our self evaluation. We have to find out who we are, what we want from our life, and how we can change from whosoever we are. Let's say that we are not at all strong as of now. So what we can do, we can make a step by step plan for ourselves. Either we can hit gym, eat healthy food, practice daily exercises, or get involved ourselves into some sort of self defense activities. So this is how we are going to improve or improvise our body or our health, and that is something is key important role that play to reduce that vulnerability. Once we have it, vulnerability always introduce risk, and the risk always introduce issues, and which can create a problem and chaotic things in our life or in our surroundings. So communication is one of the risks. If you have a normal communication and you cannot speak or share your idea in front of a large audience, or people are not able to resonate with the suggestions that you are sharing, it can lead to another problem. Though you are speaking, but the connection with the words, the control of the vocabulary is not there, which creates another sort of problem. In the bigger word, we cannot call it problem, we can call it something that is confusing, or something the messaging is not clear, and uh, and the reception of that particular line statement that you are speaking may create a miscommunication, and the things that you never intended to say being intercepted by other people. We sometimes call it the addition of noise. So if you want to become a person who has a good command in his language, or who is less vulnerable, and who is not at all wanted to get into the trouble, so there is a possibility and there is a proven method that are already available in this world. So if I give you just an example of how this thing works, have you ever heard of the vaccines? So when we were kid, so we had that vaccination drive where we put a small injections, and after that we get immunity with the upcoming bigger disease. How did this happen? That vaccination is the kind of process by which we inject a small amount of very light quantity of the similar bacteria, and we put it and inject it in our body, and then the bacteria once get into our body, and our body proactively generate those self defense kind of chemicals and try to fight with that small amount of bacteria. As with this process, our body will get to know that this is the problem, and in case in future the same bacteria comes in a bigger quantity, body is aware of that, how to deal with them, and how to fight with those viruses or the bacteria. Now, what is this process is called? So we what we have done, we made our body to fight with the smaller bacteria, and which gave the body a confidence that even if the bigger chain of bacteria will come in together, the body can able to fight with them without any much effort, and that's how the vaccination process gets started. Same thing you can also do with yourself. Let's say that you are weak at communication and you wanted to improve it up, and you are directly going and fighting with the real bacterias. However, you are not able to win the fight. Problem here is that you never received small wins. You never practice the small conversations or practice with yourself, because you haven't tasted exactly how the situations look like. And when you directly going over there and you feel a nervousness, anxiety, there are people, you are just going there and performing, which again create a major challenge for you, because you haven't experienced such environment and now you are getting a struggle, and people will feel like that you are not a good speaker or good communicator. But deep inside you think that I have done the practice, but why I'm not able to speak in front of a bigger audience? This question comes to everyone's mind whosoever faced this problem. Even in fact, in my mind, several times this type of questioning may come. However, the answer is pretty much simple. That what we need to do is we need to practice, and we need to express ourselves as much as we can, and as much as confidently we can do with that. Another thing that we have seen, the people always, whenever they learn something, that convert that thing into knowledge. So that is not at all a useful skill. Don't convert anything into knowledge. Convert it into a business skills, which is, we call it performing or putting things into the actions. Once you will do that, the same knowledge can lead you a bigger result. Many times you have seen that why your salary and the wage is too low. The reason is simple. You are doing a simple work, and the same company is giving lot of high packages to the rest of the people, because they are delivering greater value than you can deliver. And that is something, a rule of the business. Nowadays, if you can deliver value, you will be respected, you will be gain uh, a lot of praise, and people will uh, always try to be kind to you. Once, let's say that if you don't deliver value, then people will not being so kind to you. They will try to be a mean, and they can do anything. But that is one of the reality of this new world, the 2026 here. Everything revolves around delivering value, no matter how small things that you do. Now, how the success will measure? There are various ways, there are various methods by which success can be measured. But many common ways that generally people use is to converting the things that are subjective in nature into the objectivity, and after that converting it into the real world situation, and find out that where they are standing. The measurement is very simple. uh, we are measuring the things against the benchmarks, and these benchmarks are the one which can create another set of questioning or another set of issues, problems, whatsoever is available, problems. Now, as I discussed about vulnerability, if you are vulnerable and if you have identified, then you will get the confidence. Once you have the confidence, you can fix those vulnerable area that you have, and finally what you can do is you can improvise, you can improve, and make your life way more easier. That is how the things work, and that is how the things will going to be impacted and improved. Now, well, starting with the fact that how the things are working, what the things have done, and how the life looks like, and this is something that you need to work on, you need to find out and enjoy. At the end, what you have to do is enjoy your life with full of the happiness, because you have a one life, you have a one dream, one chance. And if you lose the confidence in between, then it will be the one of the biggest problem that you have created for yourself. Don't lose hope, don't lose confidence. Always available to challenge your existing plan, status quo, and create something different. If you do the same work what you have done yesterday, then it will going to give you a no result. be unpredictable, be unplanned, be changing, and create a different persona. That's all I have today.